Hey everybody, Drew McLellan here from Agency Management Institute. This week coming to you from Orlando, Florida. My daughter Kelsey had an imaginary friend named Moon. Now, as you might have guessed from Moon's name, Moon was not originally of this planet, but came to Earth specifically to be Kelsey's imaginary friend. Now, Moon served many purposes in our house. Moon did a lot of bad things that somehow Kelsey was around for but did not participate in. But my favorite thing about Moon was that Moon had a lot of birthdays. So Kelsey would come to me and say, "Hey, it's Moon's birthday tomorrow." And I would say, "Really? What do you think what should we do?" And she would say, "Well, we have to have a party." And so I would say, "All right, let's have a party." So a party for Moon always meant cake, and we had to get Moon a present. So we would go shopping for Moon. And Moon remarkably liked very much the same things that Kelsey did. At that age, Barbies and all kinds of other stuff like that. So by having Moon in our life, we got to have a lot of impromptu parties, which was awesome. I was happy to spend $10 for a Barbie doll and bake or buy a cake to have a party. You know what? At agencies, we love to throw parties, and we do great things with Cinco de Mayo Day and potlucks and things like that. When it's a party just to have a party, we're great at it. So you would think we would be great. You think we'd be amazing at throwing parties to actually celebrate when we accomplish something, when we have a big new business win, when we really deliver a result for a client, when one of our team members does something remarkable. But honestly, at agencies, we're not good at that. We are going so fast and everything is so turn and burn, go, 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 deadline driven, that we are not great at stopping and celebrating the events that should be celebrated. So one of the things I want you to think about is how can you get better at that? Some of that means that you have to have some stuff on hand in advance. So I always had balloons and happy birthday signs and some things like that tucked away because I never knew when Moon's next birthday was going to be. I never got that calendar. I also want you to think about, so for you, what does that look like? Well, that might mean that you have some party supplies. It might mean that you have, you already have this, but you have some liquor on hand, some bottles of champagne that you can impromptu pop open. It might mean that you have the phone number of somebody who's going to deliver cupcakes or whatever food you choose to celebrate. But you want to be ready to do that in a quick minute. The other thing that you need to do is you need to be able to have a way to call everybody together. Now, if you're still virtual, that's much more challenging. You have to plan this further in advance if you're going to deliver stuff to everybody's house. But if you're back in the office, having a way to call an all-team meeting that is going to take place in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, get people used to that. So it's okay to just stop for 10 or 15 minutes to acknowledge that something great has happened. Pop open a bottle of champagne. At my agency, we had a couple people that didn't drink, and so we always keep one of our core colors is purple, so we always kept purple soda on hand for celebrations as well, so you could have champagne or the purple soda, which we never opened unless it was a celebration. So just sort of thinking about how can you be prepped in advance. Another thing, remember, celebrations don't always have to be big parties. So having some thank you notes that you can quickly write to somebody who's done something that's above and beyond. Being able to celebrate with a team by taking them out for lunch or doing something like that. Your job is to recognize when somebody or your entire team has done something remarkable and it's worthy of celebration. Now, I would love to say that I think this happens automatically and you think about it all the time, but I know how crazy busy you are. So what I want you to do is I want on your calendar, maybe every other Wednesday or at least once a month, you put a question on your calendar. Have we celebrated something lately? And if not, I promise you there is something worthy of celebration at your agency. I promise you. And it doesn't have to be something huge like the biggest win in your agency's history. It can be that you signed off on a project that took forever to get a client to agree to. It can be that everybody got their timesheets done all week on time. Create reasons to celebrate together. Now, you don't have a moon, so you're going to have to do it on your own. But I know that you can do this. This is important. It's important for your team. They feel like you recognize their efforts. And it's also just good for everybody's soul to celebrate the good work we do for our clients every day. All right? Hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully you can start celebrating more. And next time we have a birthday party for Moon, I promise you're invited.